Alright, now we're going to do the top 20 best sequels. So, at number 20, we have Toy Story 3. Now, I know this is way up there, but there's a good reason for it. But Toy Story 3 was one of the best conclusions to a movie series ever, and it had one of the saddest conclusions to a movie trilogy. And also, it's the only movie series that all three movies were actually good. But it was this one that got me because of that ending. That ending was amazingly sad, but yeah, Toy Story. Number 19, we have Dirty Harry Magnum Force. Yes, Magnum Force was awesome. I mean, I like Dirty Harry 1, but I like this one too. This one is best because I got all 5 Dirty Harrys on Blu-ray, but I have to get a good sequel. Magnum Force would be the one. And it's pretty much, yeah. Number 18, Fast 5. What more can I say about Fast 5 that hasn't already been said by me? The fact, oh, by the way, the Fast and the Furious series is no longer going to be known for racing. The entire series, Fast 5 was to switch the whole series around. So now the rest of the whole series will be action heist movies. So no more racing. Yay. But Fast 5, the changing of the guard, it was good. Dwayne Johnson was badass. Okay. Damn. ain't nothing but having a big old buff Samoan dude running after your ass, trying to get you by any means necessary. That was amazing. Number 17, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. That without a doubt the best Turtles film. I mean, I like the first one. You know how I all feel about that third one. Third one's crap. But the sequel was awesome. Okay. That's funny though. In the 90s we had 2 movies about Ooze. You had Turtles, and then you had Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Number 16, we have Predators. Not Predator 2, Predators. Okay. This is an extremely underrated movie because everybody thinks Robert Rodriguez didn't do a good job on it. This is the legit sequel, people. Okay, get with the program. Don't sit there and defend Predator 2. How can you defend that garbage? I'm gonna put that as my worst sequel of all time. My horror movies, my worst horror movie sequel list. I'm still writing that list out. I got a ton of lists I'm gonna be doing. So, yeah, February is gonna be chock full of them. But Predators, very good. The Super Predator, very nice creation right there. I did not think about a Super Predator. So it's basically like the Alien, the Queen, but it's the Predator version. So that was awesome. 15, we have the Bourne Ultimatum. This is the best trilogy ever because it wrapped everything up nicely. Now they get ready to screw it up with the Bourne Legacy. But the Bourne Ultimatum, Matt Damon whooping that ass, taking those names like crazy. And then the how you say, not a double cross, but a change of heart, if you will, for one of the characters who turns on their own organization trying to get Bourne. But you know, it was good. 14, The Mummy Returns. Not only did we have one of the best remakes of all time, we have one of the best sequels to that remake, The Mummy Returns. Okay? Even granted, I like all 3 of them, but The Mummy Returns stands out to me because it was the most well-written story and the most action-packed. And yes, it was a little bit cliched, but it was to be expected because the first one was kind of funny. And I didn't expect anything less than the second one, and the third one, to me, was just awesome. But Mummy Returns, very good. 13, Halloween 2, 1981. Not Rob Zombie's crap. This This and H2O are the best ones, but this one stands out because it's on the same, it's the same night, but 2 years later. The movie came out 2 years later, but it's still no more than about a few minutes after the first one, if you will. But I like the way it does it because it's one of those movies back in those times before the crappy sequels came out, that they didn't have to really rely on gore and blood much. It was just the suspense of a guy in a William Shatner mask walking around stabbing you or trying to find you and kill you. So yeah. Number 12, Home Alone 2. Oh, come on. Home Alone 2 in the city that I desperately want to go to so bad, New York City. I love New York City. So all y'all New Yorkers out there, I loved your town. But I know it's the same thing as the first one, it's just in New York City. But it was just bigger. It was just better. He wasn't in the house the whole movie. He was around town. He went to the Trade Center, for crying out loud. Number 11, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. One of the best trilogy. Wait, is this the trilogy or is this the third one? I think this is the third one. I forgot. Anyway, it's one of the best sequels. All right. And you believe Harrison Ford and Sean Connery are father and son, even though they're not that far off in age. But then again, look at George Bush Sr. and George W. Bush. So, it's believable. But very good action, very good chemistry by those two. So, it made my list. Number 10, and don't rate me for this one, okay? I know it's my top 10, but still, it's still on the list. So be happy. Star Wars Episode 5: The Empire Strikes Back. One of the best sequels to the original film, the first film, which is now actually the fourth film ever. Okay. Fucking Darth Vader, man. Nah, the best lines ever. Like, what the fuck was that line? He told, like, cause I'm gonna do it. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, he told me you killed him. No, I am your father. Search your feelings, Luke. You know it to be true. Come, take my hand and we shall rule the galaxy as father and son. Fuck you. That was awesome. Okay. Number 9, American Wedding. I just got one thing to say about American Wedding right now. Stifler eats dog crap. That is awesome. Number 8, Die Hard 2. I know a lot of people don't like Die Hard 2. I would have put Live Free or Die Hard on here, but it was Die Hard 2 because for me, because I like airplanes, and the setting takes place in an airport of all places, and planes crash and burn. I love it. I love the action. I love the shooting. I like the story. I like the comedy. I like Bruce Willis's hair piece in this movie. As a fucking hair piece, because in the first film, his hair was like halfway gone right here. It was like a little loop on his hair. Now in this one, he has a full set of hair. Number 7, Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. Originally, it was Mission Impossible 3, but after I've seen Ghost Protocol, I just had to say, this is without a doubt the best sequel in the franchise. Tom Cruise doesn't hog his spot. He lets the entire cast get their shine in. The whole crew, it gets their time, and it's a team movie. It's not just him going out doing these weird, crazy action stuff. It's a whole team effort. The entire team is out there with them doing it. After they got disavowed because they were framed for bombing the Kremlin. So, yeah. I probably review this movie at some point, but until I do, you know how I feel about it. Number 6. Oh, if you hear somebody laughing in the background, that's my mother. She always... Hold on. Ma, shut up! I'm doing a video. God damn. Ain't shit that funny. Anyway, where was I at? Robocop 2. What's the best way to sum up our robot versus half man, half machine? Terminator, right? So, we can all kind of see a Terminator versus Robocop. I will want that so badly. But you got a corporation, or a corp. They're corporate and they're a corporation. Not corporate. They're a corrupt corporation. There we go. Corrupt corporation. And they take a madman, literally a madman's brain, and stick it into a 7-foot-tall robot with the biggest machine gun I have ever seen on his arm. That was amazingly awesome. Okay? He fucks Robocop up with just his machine gun. His armor gets damaged for the machine gun. Damn. Yeah, better equipped. And he has a face. Well, it's on the screen, but it's a face. Robocop rides a fucking Harley and shit. That was awesome. Number 5, Back to the Future Part 3. Just like I said, my top 10 Blu-rays, I think. Back to the Future Part 3 stands out for me because it's the legitimate sequel. While Part 2 ain't nothing but the same movie, but with a few added scenes to it. That's it. Back to the Future Part 2 is actually Back to the Future 1.5. In my mind, Back to the Future Part 3 should be Part 2. Okay? And they gave Doc his own story. They gave Doc his time. It wasn't just all about Marty. It was about Doc. Okay? I appreciate that change. Number 4, Terminator 2. One of the next reasons why James Cameron is one of my top greatest directors of all time, because he gave us masterpieces like this, and it was the effects were good for a 1991 film, and he did not let that get in the way of the film's story. Okay, you believe that the Terminator is like the father figure to John Connor in this movie, after he so righteously tried to kill his mother in the first movie. But still, and then the Hamilton going out of her way to try and trust the T-800, as opposed to trying to destroy the liquid dude, or whatever they call him. I think it was T1 or T-1000. I think so, something like that. Yeah, T-1000, I believe. And yeah, take it from there, and you got 2 hours and two and a half hours worth of a good time. Number 3, Rush Hour 2. I'm still waiting for that Blu-ray in the Warner Brothers. I want that Blu-ray of Rush Hour 2. Rush Hour 2 is the only sequel. I think it's the only Rush Hour film where they did not use a single gun. They didn't shoot at all in this movie. I think only the bad guys were shooting, if I remember straight. But Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, they never even used the guns at all. It was mainly hand-to-hand combat, and I appreciate that. Okay? Because it was a good change. And it was a good story. And number 2, The Godfather Part 2. Yeah. Thank you, Francis Ford Coppola. Okay, I know your nephew Nicolas Cage is kind of a pussy right now because he's making bullshit because he has to pay for an island that he bought. But you gave us Godfather Part 1 and 2. I really don't say 3 much because Part 2, awesome. You haven't looked at it yet. Where the hell you been? I know it's about 3.5 hours long. Who cares? Watch it. Love it. Number 1, Aliens. Again, James Cameron. You're fucking awesome. Okay? You took a horror movie and turned it into an action movie. Who can do that and make it work like that? I don't think that's ever been done before. Not in a good way, but you know what? I love it. Okay? You got the alien queen. You got that big old yellow suit that Sigourney Weaver's in. Basically similar to what Crash Bandicoot had in the Wrath of Cortex. Yes, similar to that suit, if you know what I'm talking about, gamers. And the best line of all, get away from her, you bitch. Aliens. Yeah. Let me know what's your favorite best sequels of all time. And yes, if you notice, I did not put one superhero in this because I'm going to do the worst and best superhero films ever. I'll probably do the worst on Tuesday because I think I'm going to do my PS1 collection on Monday. So, yeah. I'll see y'all then. So, yeah, I am out. Later.